let's just go to local sports because, I mean, you guys can look up the NCAA number one seeds. LHS baseball is number one in all the preseason polls, including the coaches poll. We have a lot of really solid returners. Our pitching at LeGrand is going to be deep. Returning state champions. The problem is we have two problems right now, and I talked with head coach Parker McKinley on the phone the other night. Our two biggest problems are the catcher's position. That's a really important position, especially in high school baseball. A catcher can be the difference maker of a game. And then the other thing that we're gonna have to replace is a lot of RBIs. Devin Bell set the state record for RBIs in a season last year. He's playing at Western Oregon now, and Cole Jorgensen was right behind him. So that's just a ton of RBIs that we're going to have to replace. I don't see us giving up a lot of runs, though, which is good because our pitching staff is super deep. But then on the flip side, we're going to have to put some runs up. You can't – people say defense wins championships, but the reality of it is you have to score a run to win, right?
Yeah.
TJ says Bama's going to win it. The number one seeds are Houston, Alabama, Purdue, and Kansas, which is crazy because, like, two of those schools aren't even like, well, yeah, I mean, 10 years ago, Kansas would be the only school right there that was even being mentioned, seriously. So basketball's kind of changed a little bit, but March Madness is fun, man. They play basketball all day long, and it's tournament. It's nice. Moving on to LHS softball, they're number 3 in the preseason coaches poll. They have a new coach. Walt Anderson takes over the reins from Cody Bowen, and they're looking to add on to last season's quarterfinal run. And they lost some key players. Kinsey Bowen is playing at Oregon State right now. Grace Neer is pitching for College of Idaho. So that's 2 key players right there. Although that softball team was pretty young, so we'll look for them to compete this year. I mean, they're number 3 for a reason. EOU baseball games this weekend have been moved from here in town to Hermiston because of the weather. Imagine that. We're going to lose a lot of games this year. They're going to have to do something, either move baseball to the fall and softball or push it back because it's not working. I mean, we're missing out on too many home games. Softball hasn't been moved yet, but I anticipate that it's probably going to be moved. They already moved it back a day, so they're supposed to play Friday and Saturday up at Peggy Anderson Field at EOU. They've moved it back to Saturday and Sunday. We'll see from here. I mean, that field is not turf, so Coach Christian and all her ladies have a lot of work to do to get that field prepared, and it means we have no moisture between now and then.
Wow.
Which, I mean, there's a possibility. We'll see.
And I'm sorry for my ignorance, but a softball field is totally different. It has no mound. Is that right? I mean, is there a difference in the...
There's no mound, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just flat.
Right. So it's not like they can play, though, on the other turf. But they're not playing on the turf field because it's not prepared anyhow.
Well, the outfield, the grass is just thrashed.
Yeah.
It's so wet. It's so wet. And they couldn't play on a baseball field anyways.
Okay.
Different dimensions.
Oh, is it? See, I'm sorry. That's
baseball fields are like 330 down the line. Softball fields are 250 feet all the way around. And the bases on a baseball field are 90 feet. Softball are 60.
Oh, see, I'm sorry. I had never even put that together. Not much.
Yep. Mountie baseball next week. Head coach Kyle Treadway is going to join me. And so I had a conversation with him for like an hour. And he's excited. They're struggling right now, but I mean, he's a brand new coach, and hopefully he can get this thing flipped around and get the bus rolling. He's going to come on my show on probably Wednesday, depending. I think, should be Wednesday. So we'll see. Next week I have a ton of interviews lined up. Head coach Nicole Christian from EOU softball, Parker McKinley from LeGrand baseball. And I don't know that I'll get Walt Anderson. He don't like being on camera. So he's going to be one of those ones that I'll have to that's going to be a tough
And which coach is he?
He's the softball coach at the high school. Mm. And he's also the assistant women's wrestling coach at EOU. Mm. and he's like the Matt Wolcott of yeah. So yeah, that's what's going on sports wise in the Valley.